What's up, everyone? My name is Gator, or Airhead, depending on like where you know me from. But I've always wanted to do a video like this, and the best thing you could do is just do it. So why not? I just want to like talk about stuff I have my mind on. I have gameplay in the background, a full run of Peak, yeah, or kind of full run of Peak. I started recording like during the jungle part. I've always wanted to do content creation to an extent. I've been making videos for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's never really taken off. And I don't know why I've been so attracted to the idea of content creation. I just like the whole concept of it. I think it's just something to do. It's something to do, and I'm able to look back on it. I'm able to rewatch it. I'm able to see how I can improve it. It's something that I can do that proves to me that I'm me, and I can look back on it and keep watching me. And it's, I don't want to sound like obsessed with myself, but you know, I like watching myself succeed because I'm me. And I've started consistently making content. I started uploading reels, a lot of reels. At the start of it, I was pumping out like 5 reels a day, and this was like 30 days ago. One of them took off. It was like a grow a garden video, and I was like, this grow garden game is addicting, because it is. And it got like 30K on Instagram, and my friend Sam, who's my producer, he was like, yo, you should upload these on TikTok, it's the move. I uploaded it on TikTok, and all of a sudden the video has like 200K views, or 200K likes when I wake up, and I'm like, whoa. And some of these other videos have been doing good, just like, I think consistently uploading over and over and over and over again has really benefited my career. Another reason why I want to be so online is because end goal is music. I've always wanted to be famous. I've always wanted to make music long before it, like the whole thing about being a musician blew up, because I'm not gonna lie, the idea of being a musician has taken off, to say the least. Everyone's grinding FL Studio and making hyperpop songs now, but I've always wanted to be a musician. So I think being online and having that presence will benefit my career, because, you know, more people know me, more people know my music. It's hand in hand. But and it's fun. Yeah, I've been grinding. It's just difficult making content. It's difficult putting my face out there, knowing that everyone has their eyes on me. People I know are judging me based on what I'm saying. I also feel like I'm losing a bit of my humanity, if that makes sense, by putting my face out there. The idea of putting content out there in general is just cringe. Not to say cringe, but like it's cringe. You know, it's like, all right, what are you doing that for? It's like, are you seeking attention? Yeah, I am, but you know, it's for a deeper cause. It's for a deeper cause. Another thing I want to talk about is the Ludwig situation. There was a situation that happened recently with Ludwig and Mango. I don't know the full story of it. I'm not educated. I don't know them personally. I'm just me, which is like the main thing I want to talk about, right? Because Ludwig's a big streamer, all right? Ludwig's just a huge internet personality. If you don't know Ludwig, I would go check out his old videos. He had this Pokemon video, really entertaining. He's really good at making content. He's mastered it. I would say he's mastered making content. One of the kindest faces in the Twitch community. He does all these projects, bringing people together. Super charitable guy. And recently, he threw this Mario Kart Bash thing. There's this guy named Mango. If you're not big into esports, you probably don't know who the hell that is, but he's one of the best Smash players of all time, hands down. He is an alcoholic, and at this party there was a lot of alcohol, and he drank a bit. He got a little touchy with some women, because alcohol does that. I think alcohol is one of the worst things ever. It actively makes you more stupid. And he drank. He's an alcoholic. He can't really control himself whenever he's on alcohol, because, you know, alcohol is not you, right? You can't judge someone while they're drunk, because being drunk just multiplies your stupidity by like tenfold. Got drunk, got touchy with some people. Next day, everyone's like, yeah, this was so weird. You know, it's a party, right? Average Joe does that, who's not Mango. You know, he gets away with it. You know, people are like, oh, you're odd. But the fact that everyone had their eyes on Mango, you know, it ruined his career. He got kicked out of Cloud9, which is the org he was a part of, for just doing dumb stuff when he was drunk. And everyone's getting mad at Ludwig because he enabled it. He was like, more alcohol, feed him more alcohol. And, you know, it's a party. You know, it is outrageous to say, but, like, in the heat of the moment when you're drunk, trying to get other people drunk, it happens. It happens. And Mango got drunk. Ludwig was drunk. Ludwig was enabling Mango. And then Mango did all this stupid stuff, and now everyone's mad at Ludwig for assisting Mango getting drunk. But it's like, if you're just a party animal, that's normal stuff, right? It's normal. It's so normal. And I hate to say that it's normal, because it shouldn't be, but it is. And people gotta realize that. And it's the only fact that Ludwig and Mango are getting in not even this much trouble, but it's like, they're just getting in trouble because they have people watching them all the time. You know? People need to realize that behind the internet personalities, these guys are human, you know? And it's just disappointing to see all these people care so much about a life that's not theirs. A life that has nothing to do with them. At least once in everyone's life, someone makes you make a really big mistake that you are ashamed of. And that's normal. That's human. If you're not making big mistakes, I don't think you're a human being. You're like an alien creature. And I think the public's perception of celebrities is disgusting. Everyone's going to make a mistake. Just because they're famous, you don't need to look at them like they're the devil incarnate because they made a stupid mistake, right? Call Me Carson, boom. Quote-unquote groomed a kid. He was like 18, he was 19, she was 17, something like that. It was a power play. He used his platform to get leverage on this younger girl. Blah, blah, blah. More stuff happened. Really dark time in Carson's life. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and like be like, yeah, you know, good on him for doing that. I'm not like that's not what I'm trying to say. He did something stupid, right? As people do, as humans do. He did something stupid. Given time, years after this event, he's grown from it. I see videos of him on Reels pop up, and then I go into the comments and he's like, didn't you groom a minor? Yeah, you know, he did that. But you could also see that he's grown from it, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm defending it, but I am gonna sit here and defend the fact that people can grow from their mistakes. And I have a feeling that a large majority of the internet can't grasp that. Can't grasp that people can grow from their own mistakes. And I have a feeling, another feeling, that everyone who is doing all this stuff has made their own mistake. I've made my own mistake. I've made plenty of mistakes, big ones, right? I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that I've grown from it, because that would be stupid, right? People need to start being a lot more understanding of situations that have nothing to do with them. And I think Ludwig's situation is a prime example of that. The only reason they're getting in like scrutiny is because they're famous. It's dumb. It's completely disgusting. And I think people need to let go of lives that aren't theirs. Like, enjoy the content, you know? Watch the videos. Laugh at them. Be happy watching them, right? Call Me Carson makes funny videos. I still laugh at them knowing he did that, right? Let's say your best friend did some stuff like that. Would you cut them off or would you help them? I forgot the saying for it, but it's like, yeah, fair weather friend. Everyone's a fair weather friend on the internet. Everyone loves this guy until he messes up. And now all of a sudden he's the devil. I hate that. I hate that people do that. And it shows me your character when I see people doing stuff like that. And I think it's just gross. What is a labubu? I've been seeing all this Labubu nonsense. And from what I've gathered, it's like little things. You open up a box, and it's like you get a mystery Labubu. And apparently they're super popular now. They're super popular. Everyone has a Labubu. Well, I don't know why they're blowing up. What's the deal? What's going on? People just be like, everyone's like, I need a Labubu. I need to drink matcha and have my Labubu chain attached to my blue jeans, my baggy blue jeans and my Stussy t-shirt while I listen to Keshi and play Valorant. And I'm gonna go home and play more Valorant. I'm gonna go out and go to the local internet cafe and, you know, play Valorant and read feminist literature and listen to Claro. What is the deal with the Labubu? I think they're expensive too, which is nuts. It's just like a little dude with bunny ears and they're smiling. It's dumb. Labubus are stupid. I want a Labubu. I want a Labubu because they're so stupid, and that's the problem. I think that's why everyone has them, because it's like they're just becoming so popular. And I think it's like you see someone with a Labubu, you're like, ooh, they're in the Labubu club. Labubu Geek Bar. Labubu Valorant. Moonbeam Ice Cream Labubu Matcha. I'm so tired of this. There's going to be a video in the background. I recorded some gameplay of a game called Peak. That game's fun. And I think it's pioneering. Alright, I would not say pioneering. I think personally, Among Us is the game that pioneered this genre. And I call it Friend Slop. Where it's not a complex game, but it's a game with simple graphics and a simple end goal. They add voice chat, they just release it. And in the end, all the games are simple. I think one of the better examples of this is Lethal Company. Simple graphics, really fun game. I've played a lot of Lethal Company. Drop down on this planet, go into this building, get a bunch of stuff, bring it back to the ship, make money, and just keep doing that. And when you have other people with you, it's so fun. It's so fun. But, like, you get bored of it eventually, move on to the next game. Get bored of that game, move on to the next one. Lethal Company. So fun! Alright, let's hop on Repo. So fun! Now it's a little boring. Let's hop on Peak. So fun! You know, I've beaten the game like 20 times. Let's go to the next game. And I feel like it's like an infinite loop of Friend Slop, you know? Just you and four other guys, or girls, go into the game, play it. I don't even know. I think it's a really cool genre, but it's slop. You're putting out slop. And I get there's emotion being put into these games, but it's like it doesn't feel like there's enough emotion being put into these games. That's crazy. I don't know if you can hear that. College. The idea of college has just slipped away from me. I'm a student, right? 4.0 GPA. I'm going to school for communications and music industry practices. And I'm liking school. School's fun. You know, it gives me something to do, and it feels rewarding. And I know it's going to benefit my future. But the more that time goes on, I'm starting to realize that maybe college isn't as important as I think it is. Securing an internship, training in the exact field that you want to go into, I feel like it's a lot more important when it comes to like the eyes of an employer. Because if I know for a fact that if I was gonna employ someone, I'd rather employ the guy who has been training in my field for the past 3 years than the guy who went to school, got a bachelor's that kind of has to do with my field. You know what I'm saying? I hate AI. I think AI kills creativity. And some people use AI as an excuse, not an excuse, but as a tool to visualize their creativity. And I think that destroys everything. I think AI destroys everything. But the rise of AI is a good tool. As much as I hate it, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not a good tool. It's a really good tool. It could write a complete essay in 10 seconds. 600-page essay with cites, in 10 seconds. That's nuts, by the way. That's crazy. And I think AI is destroying college, right? Because why spend all this time writing an essay when I could just have a little robot do it for me? And then I take it into Word, I tweak it so it sounds like me, takes like an hour, and then I'm done for the week. That's stupid. I think AI is destroying college. And then, so it, like, with all that stuff combined, like getting training, having AI do all the work for me, it's starting to look like college isn't important. I could spend my time job hunting, secure an internship, work in that internship, get the job, and not need to go to school. I think school is not important right now. And it hurts to say that because, I grew up in the prime time of being like, yeah, college is the most important thing. End goal, go to college, get a degree, go to work. But now all these tools are coming out that, like, nullify that make it insignificant. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched all the way through, if you did, that means a lot more to me than you think. Subscribe. Go listen to my album. I just dropped an album recently. And leave a like on the video. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.